Okay, let's graph x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 4y minus 12 is less than or equal to 0. Now what I like to do in the beginning is I like to determine what it is that I'm graphing before I start graphing. Am I graphing a parabola, an ellipse, a circle, or a hyperbola? So let's take a look at this inequality. It's not an equation, it's an inequality, but we're going to treat it like the equation so that we can get the shape. Then we'll worry about the inequality. So when I look at the coefficients of my squared terms, my quadratic terms, I can see that they are equal, same sign and completely equal to one another. That's going to make this a circle. So let's get busy completing the square. We're going to group our x terms together, and then I'm going to leave room to complete the square, plus the y terms together, and I'll leave room to complete the square. And then I'm going to add 12 to both sides. When I complete the square, half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So I'll add 9 to the other side of the inequality. Half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. I'll add 4 to the other side of the inequality. And I've got x plus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared is less than or equal to 25. Remember, I want a 1 on the right-hand side of our relation, so we're going to divide each term by 25, and we get x plus 3 quantity squared over 25 plus y minus 2 quantity squared over 25 is less than or equal to 1. Our center is going to be negative 3, positive 2. And we can see here that our x radius is equal to 5. Our y radius is equal to 5. Both our major and our minor axes are equal, so we are going to have a circle, just like we thought. So our x radius equals 5, our y radius equals 5. Let's take a look at what that foci is going to look like. The foci distance is equal to c, which is the square root of the larger denominator minus the smaller denominator, and that's the square root of 0. So the foci distance is 0 units away from the center, which means there's only one focal point, and it happens to be the center. So we're going to go right, left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 2, and then we use our radius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, along the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Along the x-axis, same thing, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this inequality has an equal to, so it's going to be a solid curve. And now we need to test whether or not we are shading inside or outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a value that is most certainly outside this curve, or I could pick one that's most certainly inside the curve. For sure, this value right here is inside the curve, negative 1, 1. If I put a negative 1, positive 1 in, if it's true, then that's where we shade. If it's false, then we shade outside the circle. So let's put negative 1, 1 in for a test point and see if it works. Negative 1 squared plus positive 1 squared plus 6 times negative 1 minus 4 times 1 minus 12 has to be less than or equal to 0 to make that true. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 minus 12 is negative 20. Negative 20 is most certainly less than or equal to 0. Therefore, we are shading inside the the circle. The major and the minor axes are the same. Major equals the minor axis. We got the coordinates of the foci. There are no foci because we have a circle. So I think we've answered all the questions and we've shaded appropriately. We are done with that problem and ready to move on to something just a little bit more challenging.